Well, hello there, everyone. It is John C. Morley here, serial entrepreneur. It's a Saturday. It's Saturday, June 27, 2026. And beside it being a Saturday, that means that we're starting a brand new master topic. For those of you that are not familiar, we start on Saturday and we finish up on day 7, which is Friday. If this is your very first time joining me, I want to take the opportunity to say welcome, but I also want to say thank you. If you've been here one time, 5 times, 10 times, 50, 100, or even more, or lost track, I like to not only say thank you and welcome, but I also like to say the words welcome back. It's always great to have people that enjoy the quality and content that I produce here. If you're thirsty or hungry or somewhere in between, feel free to go get yourself something. I got a delicious RO water here with fresh lemon. Yeah. All right. Don't forget to check out BelieveMeAchieve.com, of course, for more of my amazing, inspiring creations. So without any further ado, guys, let's kick this show off. This is Inspirations for Your Life. And so the master topic for this week is how to let go and level up. Series 5, show number 27. The granular topic for today, Saturday, is how to face it honestly. Series 5, show 27, episode number 1. And the theme is radical honesty creates release. Interesting concept, right? So let's kick this off, everybody. Are you ready? Welcome to Inspirations for Your Life. I am John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur, engineer, marketing specialist, video producer, podcast host, coach, keynote speaker, graduate student at Montclair State University, passionate lifelong learner, and so grateful now to be a published author. Welcome, everyone. Today, I begin a new season with a new topic, as I said. A season not about adding more, but about removing what is no longer true. Because you see, growth does not begin with motivation. No, that's a misunderstanding. It begins with honesty. Yeah, it begins with honesty. So the core message for today is most people are not stuck because they lack knowledge. They are stuck because they avoid clarity. They avoid what they already know, but they've not admitted it yet. And that avoidance becomes the real barrier to everyone's growth. Honesty is not comfortable all the time, but it is efficient. And efficiency is what creates change. Yes. I know a lot of people don't like change, but it's important to understand change. So let's get into some points that can help you embrace this a lot more. Number 1, you cannot heal what you refuse to acknowledge. Avoidance blocks recovery before it begins. What do they always say? Denial is not a river in Egypt. It's the Nile, not denial. Number 2, guys, radical honesty is more powerful than fake positivity. I had one the other day. I went to an event. It was a networking event. And the leader of the group was very nice, but I felt that he was being a little bit over positive in the sense that he was coming off way too strong. And it was just really unsettling. Truth creates direction. Illusion creates delay. Number 3, your habits reveal your real priorities. Behavior always exposes reality. Number 4, pain is feedback, not identity. It is information, not definition. Number 5, your patterns matter more than your emotions do. Repetition defines the outcomes. And number 6, stop performing and start observing your life. Awareness requires distance from ego. If you got a big ego, well, you might need to put that in check. Number 7, admitting what is not working creates momentum. Clarity is the first form of change, so embrace it. Number 8, your past is data. That's all your past is. It's not your destiny. History informs us, but does not control us. And I think a lot of people today will say, oh my gosh, I don't want to be that. I don't want to be like that. You don't have to be like that. It's just that's what you are right now. But you can absolutely, absolutely change that. Absolutely, you can change that. And I think that's where a lot of people, I think they get a little bit lost and they don't really understand like what goes on. But you absolutely can change the data from your past to be better in your future. People don't think it's possible. It may not be easy to do, but you definitely have the choice and the right to do it. Don't think that because it's on paper or because there's a record of something means you can't change. You can change anything you want with truth and intention and integrity. Number 9, self awareness is the first upgrade in growth. Nothing improves without visibility. Number 10, avoidance is more draining than truth. And you don't realize it until you get stuck into the avoidance loop. And I think that's a very big problem to understand. And a lot of people get worried about, what's happening or why things are going a certain way. And it's because of who you basically are. But you can change who you are. You can change who you are very, very easily. Okay? You can change that. Hiding costs more than facing reality. It might seem like it's going to be worse because it's going to be uncomfortable. And we said in the past that uncomfortability is where success starts to grow. It's just uncomfortable. Sometimes it's lonely. Sometimes you're the only one there. Number 11, you are allowed to decide you need change. There's nothing wrong with that. Some people may not like that you're going to change, but that's not your problem. Permission is internal. It's not external. I think that's another thing that kind of trips people up because they're like, well, wait a minute. I can't make that kind of change. Right? I can't make that kind of change. I think that's an understatement that a lot of people, they get lost with. And I think that's something that a lot of people don't understand today. But it happens because of an emotion we get. And if we operate only on emotion, we miss the goal in our life. Number 12, ownership is where personal power begins. It's not where ego takes flight. Let's be very clear about that. Responsibility creates control. Okay. And number 13, blame freezes progress, while responsibility creates motion. Think about that for a moment. Blame freezes progress. Accountability drives movement. Drives movement. The question is, why aren't more people accountable today? I think it's because they're not willing to commit. They're not willing to do what's necessary. I think that's a point that a lot of people, again, get very lost about. And I think maybe when you hear that, you're gonna be like, I can change or can I not change? And the truth of the matter, guys, is you can change anything you want to change, but it's not going to be the easiest thing. And I say this to you because you're going to have to grow when you change. It's not going to be a simple thing, right? It's not going to be a very simple thing. And I think that's important to understand, and maybe you're going to know that you can make change if you believe in who you are. Number 14, what you keep repeating keeps you stuck. Cycles define direction. Lots of people out there will say, I'm just not interested in that. But then they say they want to participate, but then yet they keep making excuses. Those are people that are just definitely not going to be part of your crowd. Number 15, identity is not fixed. It is constructed. So you are shaped by the decisions that you make. So choose your decisions wisely because they will determine your future. You might think, well, John, one decision today isn't going to matter. You see, your mind and body work in patterns. And when you start making certain decisions, it's kind of like Facebook, other social media. It's like it's going to keep giving you more of that or less of that, depending on what the decision is. Number 16, what you tolerate becomes your new standard. Oh, you know what? I'm just going to let him get away with that today. I'm going to let her get away with that today. I don't want to be a problem. What you're telling yourself is you're not that important. I'm going to let people walk on me and I'm going to be okay with it. You're not just accepting one time. You're changing a standard in your life to be that way. And I caution you, ladies and gentlemen, because if you make that change, if you make that statement, I should say, more than once, usually 2 to 3 times, it becomes a pattern. And then you're wondering, well, how did I get down this road? How did I start treating myself badly? How did I start, not caring about things? You were lazy once. And that laziness basically got you to make a decision, a pattern change. And now that you're aware of it, you're having trouble changing it. Acceptance, ladies and gentlemen, defines baseline. I was having a conversation about this with someone today, and we're talking about, different business shows and the types of business that should be at a show and that other people can't be at that show. And we talked about respect. And if your show, let's say, is about an industry trade, and suddenly that trade has nothing to do with windows or doors, and then you allow window and door people to come to that trade show, you cheapen the show and you lower the standard to the type of show and also pretty soon the type of people that come because, oh, I don't want to go there. That show is a chocolate show, but they always have window and door people and they have cleaning people there. And I want to learn about chocolate, not about Pella windows and doors and roofing and siding. I love when you go to a parade. This is my favorite one. You go to a parade, and the parade is supposed to have vendors from the town to basically help people do business locally. Then you got national, like roofer people, national siding people, national door people, bathtub fitter people, and it cheapens the whole experience. That's my opinion. And I want to see more of the local businesses at these town fairs. Not people that are from Oshkosh and places all over. I asked one guy who was at a trade show that was local, was like a town fair. I said, "Are you in the town?" He's like, "Oh no, I'm remote." Well, where are you? "Oh, I'm in Philadelphia." Well, how do you help? Well, I do everything by phone and I coordinate and I get people in your state. I was like, if that is not a stupid thing, I don't know what is. The whole idea of shopping local is you get to help the local business because when you help the local business, that local business helps the community, which helps schools and many other things. But a lot of people running these organizations don't understand this and they just allow everybody in. And that's a big problem. Number 17, comfort zones are familiar limitations. Safety can still restrict growth, guys. It can. You think, oh, I'm going to stay safe. I'll be fine. Yeah, you're going to stay safe and fine. You're going to stay exactly where you are. Number 18, old narratives hide your current potential. Don't keep playing the old script. You're playing the old script in the old program, and you don't even know you're playing it. And suddenly you're wondering, why am I not getting different results? Well, this goes back to a definition. Einstein saying. Doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. You know what that is, guys? That's insanity. But yet people do that. They keep doing the same thing over and over again, hoping that maybe it'll be different, but they haven't changed anything, so why would it be different? Stories can block evolution. Because a story is not something you just tell yourself. It's something you share with the world. It's something other people get to see you as. And I think that's the biggest thing is that, see, how we see ourselves projects off to how others see us. That can affect whether we get a job opportunity. It can affect a lot of things. And I can tell you that that is a big, big thing that many people don't understand. And the reason they don't understand it is because they think they're going to make it all work. I think many people today get a story inside them, either because of themselves or because of a loved one or friends or even strangers, coworkers. And when they get the story in their head, you know, when you get a music song in your head, you can't get it out. Those are good things, right? If you ever get a song in your head, I'm like, oh, can you stop singing that song? Maybe I had a friend. He's like, he's singing a song. He's like, can you stop? Can you stop singing that song? I can't, man. You got to stop. Like, you got to stop. It creates an emotional thread. And the emotional thread has this auto replay button that's just stuck. Right? Number 19, you are not your worst moment. Experience is not identity. So if you don't like who you are or where you're going, that's fine. That's okay. Experience never equals your identity. Number 20, you are not your insecurities. Nope. Thoughts are not truth. They can become truth if we keep focusing on them. We'll bring them into existence. Number 21, honesty is uncomfortable briefly. Denial is painful constantly. So once you get over the truth, you're fine. When you're in denial, you have to keep making excuses over and over again. And pretty soon you don't even remember the excuse or the white lie you told or the fib you told or even the bigger lie. And pretty soon you trip up. Didn't you say you were out of town that weekend? Yeah, I was out of town. And pretty soon people are gonna start putting facts in and realize like that you're not telling the truth. Short truth beats long illusion. People think when you give a long illusion that you impress others. But what you really do is you put yourself in the hot seat because sooner or later, somebody's going to call you on the carpet and say, look, you said that this could be done this way. Could be a salesperson, could even be a friend. That friend probably won't stay a friend very long. But these are things we have to think about, right? Number 22, stop romanticizing struggle. You think that struggle is like so amazing to think about. And you keep visualizing it. So you keep getting more of it. Start analyzing it. Clarify immediately. Because remember, clarity replaces confusion. And when we replace confusion, we get success. Success. Sometimes success becomes an illusion to others. Why? Because they just don't understand why things are working a certain way. Right? And that can help a lot of people. And that can make you think. And that may be something that changes your way. And maybe it gets you to be a little bit different, right? Maybe. Then again, maybe it doesn't. But if you keep working the same way over and over again and you don't change anything, you're going to become frustrated. You're never going to get the results you want because you think that doing the same thing over is going to get you results. It's not. It's not. So you got to be careful about that. Number 23, life improves when treated as a system. Consistency and structure are the keys to success, guys. Structure outperforms randomness. Number 24, one honest sentence can redirect your entire path. Truth creates pivot points. Pivot points. Conversation starters. And that makes it easier for you to align with people. Number 25. Self-respect begins with internal honesty. If you cannot be honest to yourself, how can you ever be honest to others? Like, how? It's virtually impossible. You see, guys, integrity starts in private thought. And then it dominoes out into public thoughts. But if you are not happy with who you are, if you don't believe in yourself, I've talked about belief so many times, you never achieve. If you're not the person you are to yourself in public, then you're going to have problems, just like hands down. Number 26, awareness does not fix problems. It reveals them. The question is, are you ready to make a change? When you find the problem, are you going to do something about it? Or are you going to say, the Nile's a river in Egypt, which we all know it's not. It's the Nile, right? That's important. Important things, guys. And I think a lot of people get concerned about it. And that makes people think about things differently. Seeing is the first step. Remember that. You've got to admit it. Number 27, once you see and witness the truth, change becomes very possible, almost inevitable. Clarity opens action, and you can never re-see it the way you do once you look at what needs to be changed. Number 28, facing reality is the first step in letting go. Release requires recognition. Number 29, facing reality is the first step in leveling up. Growth begins with truth, guys. So if you can't be truthful to yourself, you know, be truthful to others, and you can't be truthful about your success. Number 30, today is about clarity. It's not about comfort. Comfort delays evolution. And the more that you understand that, the more that you will be able to reach the dreams that you want. In closing today, so here's the truth. Are you ready for the truth? Can you handle the truth? You do not need more motivation. You do not need more time. You need honesty, because honesty ends confusion. And confusion is what keeps people stuck. You don't get unstuck overnight. You have a realization about something, and then you have to change patterns in your life, ways in your life. But it doesn't happen overnight. First, you're conscious about it. You know what you have to change. You work on changing. You have to be really diligent to change those patterns, to rewrite those programs in your mind. And then it becomes autonomous. Then it just works. Once you face it clearly, you can finally release it. And once you release it, remember, you have to honestly release it. You can do something really important. You know what that is, ladies and gentlemen? Once you release it, you finally have the ability to grow. But many people hold everything inside. I'm better than everybody. I can't learn. That's what they say. And those people are destined for failure because those that don't want to learn don't move ahead. And sometimes they go backwards because of their egos. And that's a real tough one, ladies and gentlemen. Letting go and leveling up this week is not an easy conversation that everyone here is going to like. But it's a necessary one that we all need if we want to get better, if we want to achieve more in our life. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm John C. Morley, and this has been Inspirations for Your Life. And this is where honesty becomes elevation. Don't be scared because it looks different, because change is something that you've always feared your life. You can move forward with this, guys. The belief is the key. Consistency and structure implemented will put those new habits on autopilot. Have yourself a great one, everyone. Be well, and let's let go and start leveling up this week.